welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign for Cancer for August of 2020. I do shuffle and wait for the messages to come out from Spirit, so please feel free to fast forward if you'd like. I do appreciate your time. If you like this reading or you like my style, please feel free to subscribe and like the message. If this reading resonates with you, please share if you feel inspired to do so. You do have a message that's coming out. You have the King of Wands with the Page of Cups. So there might be a passionate offer or something in regards to love that you're passionate about, that you're wanting to put action towards. I have another. So you're trying to make different changes within your life potentially, to bring new things about, to try and grow new things. You're trying to move away from energies that aren't serving you anymore. You don't want to fight with anybody. You just want to sit in an energy of joy where you don't have to look out and wonder who's doing what and have to kind of watch over your back. You're wanting to leave those energies behind. So another one, excuse me, another message you got again is the World came out again, and the Tower. So this speaks of something that's in your current world or potentially in your past, was something that was not strong in its foundation. There was something that you had within your world at the time that didn't suit you. And Spirit came to kind of, you might have found out something that somebody was deceitful with you, and it changed the dynamics of the relationship. There's something of where Spirit came in and shook up your foundation with a situation or a relationship to remove things that didn't serve you anymore, and anything that was faulty, anything that was that you made anything that you made anything that you made a foundation on that was not stable, that was not solid when you were making the foundation. You thought it was, but it wasn't. So again, you have the Six of Swords comes out with the Page of Wands. So you might have received some information that's causing you to want to leave a situation that's no longer serving you, or you're communicating to somebody that you're wanting to leave a situation because it's no longer serving you. So you want to go somewhere where you can grow something that is more suitable for you and that is going to be more comfortable and something that's going to be more trustworthy. So again, you have the World come out with the Death card. So there's a transition that's happening somewhere within your world. You're changing something. If you look back here and the Death card, a lot of people get scared of the Death card, but all this means is transition. And if you look in the back, if you can see it, there's this little boy and he's holding this victory wreath. So what this speaks about is there was something in your world. There was something in your world that had to transition in order to lead you to victory. Don't get scared. Please don't be scared about the cards and the message. It's more the energy that they present, and it's not actually speaking about an actual death necessarily. If you did have a death in your family, I'm sorry. My condolences for you. But this more speaks about something that was in your environment, in your world, that did not serve you, that you had to kind of always look out for, always have to watch out for, and you're putting an end to that energy, and that's going to bring you victory. And we're going to have one more shuffle, and as long as no messages come out, we're going to get started, but we got a message. Okay, so you have the Three of Cups with the Seven of Cups. So what this speaks about to me potentially is you're now finding yourself with a bunch of opportunities. You're trying to make decisions, and you might have group energies trying to either influence out those decisions, or those group energies are providing those opportunities to you. And or you kind of want to go back in and hang out with people and kind of get out of this area, this kind of seclusion that we're finding ourselves in, and to kind of evaluate what options you do have, because I feel like you might have been kind of just working at something and kind of being tunnel vision to it, where you're not really paying attention to anything else, you're not seeing anything else. And there's been a harsh truth that recently came in that you had to find the strength within to kind of process it and see how you're going to move forward in that energy, and kind of like what options do you have now, because you've spent so much time focusing on that previous energy to find out a harsh truth. And so now you're wanting to see, like, okay, well, what options do I have now, since I've been kind of secluded, hiding under a rock, putting my energy into this when it wasn't going anywhere. Okay, Spirit says one more. And we're going to get started. This is for Cancer for August 2020. Cancer, August 2020. Cancer. I don't feel like it's that. Yeah, you're trying to make a decision right now regarding what to potentially put your energy into going forward, what you want to build in the future, because what you had invested in, or potentially like who do you build with? How do you find a successful outcome? Because what you did pursue, it wasn't what you thought it to be. Okay. I don't want to go too much in depth about the readings, because I am going to pull some clarifiers. And I like to kind of show the cards as I speak about them. But what it looks like to me is that in the past, okay, and then here in your under bottom of the deck, your underline is the Chariot. So you're trying to make a decision to move forward with something, and again you have the Seven of Swords energy. So this speaks about somebody might have been trying to get away with something. You might have found out somebody was either talking about you behind your back, or potentially trying to take your resources in some way. And so now you're just trying to make decisions about how do you move forward, what kind of people do you have in your environment going forward, and who needs to go, what needs to go. You've been putting a lot of energy into building something, and it's been something that it's been there for, you've put a lot of time and a lot of energy into building something. Hold on. Those are different. Okay. Let me get that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so the people in your environment who's been trying to get away with things, you're not having that no more. You don't want those energies. You don't want those people. You just want balance and truth and honesty. You feel like yourself, that you're an honest person, and that you're loving, and you expect that in return. And then I just want to point out the Six of Cups that came out in the pre-shuffle and is coming out now as the clarifier. And we'll go further into detail about that energy when we get there, but I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. And I also wanted to point out that you get the Tower again, and that did come out in your pre-shuffle. But again, please don't be concerned. We're going to clarify that. And the bottom of the deck, you have the bottom of the deck for the clarifying is the King of Pentacles. And so what this talks about is this energy is movement towards King of Pentacles. This is stability, building something long-term, creating something, putting action towards building something. So you're trying to move towards putting action and towards building prosperity for yourself and abundance for yourself. You want to have a comfortable lifestyle. That's what he has. He's very, very comfortable. He's very stable. All of his needs are met. There's not really anything he wants for. And then that's clarifying the Chariot. And that's movement towards that. Okay, so it looks like your current energy right now is you're trying to make a decision about what to create. The Empress is energy. Her energy is creating something. She's also can be the mother, so you might be trying to make decisions right now about a mother figure in your life, some sort of, whether it's your mother, somebody you see as a mother-in-law, and the energy that's crossing this energy is the Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the Nine of Cups. So you feel like the decision that you're trying to make regarding building something, birthing something, and or a mother figure, that it's not been something, it's took a lot of work, and it's came very slowly, and it's not something that you're proud of. I would say like this would probably speak of like if you're in a relationship and you have your mother figures, your mother-in-law, you might not be getting along with her necessarily, and it might have been like it might have been a long-term thing where you guys are constantly butting heads and trying to kind of like you might be constantly feeling like you're trying to fit in with her, and you can't really fit in, and you're not proud of the relationship and the strength of the relationship that's been built. And then if this is in regards to you trying to create something, you're trying to create something that you can birth to be proud of. You want it to be something that's long lasting, and you're not sure how to go about it yet. So there's a couple different ways you could see these energies. It's just going to be dependent on your situation. If you want to have a personal reading, again, you can see the description box below on how you can get in contact with me for that. The underlying energy right now is the Eight of Wands. And I did pull two clarifiers for that. The Eight of Wands speaks about either movement or something that took a long time to do. And to clarify that, we have the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords upside down. So what this speaks about is that there was probably a lot of heartache that you went through that took it probably went on a long period of your life, if not majority of your life, and you're finding yourself of being able to come and find your way out of little thought patterns that you might have had. You might have found yourself in a constant thought pattern of expectations in life, of how you conducted yourself, and it brought you pain. It brought you a lot of disappointment. And now you're noticing those pitfalls and trying to find different ways to maneuver around them and different ways of conducting yourself going forward, because you have learned a lot from all the troubles that you've gone through in this life. In your recent past, you have the Seven of Wands clarified by, you have the Seven of Swords clarified by the Ten of Wands in reverse. So what this speaks about is this energy of where people are trying to get away with things, you're no longer willing to carry it. You're no longer willing to tolerate it and deal with it. You're going to be calling it out, and you're going to walk away from those energies. And if you need to, you will fight with those energies. Hopefully not physically, but it's this. This isn't an energy that you're dealing with anymore. You're trying to build something long-term and prosperous for yourself, and you realize that these kind of people have been around you and in your environment for far too long, and you're starting to notice who they are, and you're not willing to deal with it anymore. You're not willing to bring them with you going forward. The energy that's crowning you is the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Page of Wands. So more than likely what this speaks about is, even though people have upset you, you're probably giving them the cold shoulder. You're not telling them about it. You're just moving on with your motivations, with your inspirations. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, he speaks about movement of communication, movement of thought. And so this is not happening as it's in reverse. And the Knight of Wands, this is passion. This is, it's a Page of Wands. It's either passionate, passionate communication. So again, it's passionate communication. And the swords are communication as well, and they're upside down. So this is not happening. You're not communicating. And the intuitions that you're receiving from spirit and the motivations that you're receiving to move forward and who to move forward with, you're not communicating that. In your potential near future, you have the Page of Swords, and that's clarified with the Six of Pentacles. So you're communicating your truth, or somebody's communicating truth with you about a balance or lack thereof. And if you can see, he's wearing a medallion that I believe it's a hawk. That's a big bird. So the whole thing that I'm getting from this is that there's probably going to be somebody coming in your future, in your near future. Like, you letting go of these energies and not taking these with you, letting this go in the past, that's allowed you to allow new things to come in. So these new things that are coming in, you're telling them, hey, this is the shit I've been through and I'm not done with it no more. You can either get on board and we can see where this goes. If it has balance, we can kind of see how it moves forward. But I'm not willing to deal with the other crap I used to deal with anymore. So this is you, like, very, very clearly communicating your truth about having balance, expecting balance going forward. You see yourself as somebody with the Queen of the Queen of Swords clarified with the Queen of Cups, and they're facing each other. So this speaks to me as you are somebody who finds yourself very honest and very loving. There's a comfort within you that other people find. You probably find people tell you their secrets often and want to come to you for to confide in you and to get your direction for things. And you're somebody who like, you don't deal with any shit. Like, you're an honest person. You expect people around you to be honest. You're loving and you expect people around you to be loving. And you're at that point now of, if they're not, you're willing to speak up for yourself because you love yourself enough now more than you love other people. I feel like in the past, you probably allowed other people to kind of like put you as an option instead of a priority, and you're not dealing with that anymore. You probably used to be somebody who people would call on all the time, but when you would call on them, they'd have excuses or something, and now you're not dealing with that anymore. Now it's like, oh, okay, you were busy last time. I'll help you if I can because I am a caring person, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. I'm not going to sacrifice myself for anybody else anymore. And you're moving into an energy of where you're very loving and compassionate but truthful and blunt at the same time. I think it's a beautiful energy. I love that combination. Other people see you as the Three of Wands and the Six, clarified with the Six of Swords. So this speaks about, and again, this is a card that came out in your pre-shuffle. So this is something that other people are noticing about you, and they've probably been noticing, like this is probably a little journey you've been on for a little bit of trying to notice your environment, notice who's in your environment, and notice what suits you and what doesn't, and move away from the chaoticness, the arguing, the bickering, the nonsense, the confusion. And you're waiting for your ships to come in. You feel inspired, and people see that you're growing. People see that you have had a lot of growth within you, and that you've turned a lot of the negativity around to benefit you, and that you're just waiting for your ships to come in. And some people are maybe a little bit of jealous of you and envious of you. And some people, which don't worry about those. Those are the energies that you're releasing. You're not bringing those with you anymore. And some people are genuinely happy and excited for you, and those energies, those are the ones that you want to focus on. Okay, so in what you're hoping for, you have the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So what this speaks about to me is that you're hoping to go forward, and you want to create something with people who are truthful and honest. Going forward, you expect to be met with people who are going to build at your level with you, and to do it in a truthful and honest way. You're fearful of not having this, but because you've experienced this energy in the past and you've let it go, it's not really something that you're fearful of. It's something you're expecting. You're expecting and hoping that these people that you're going to be able to build with will come in, and they will be truthful and honest with you. And you, in turn, will be as well, obviously. And then for your outcome, should everything remain the same, you have the Nine of Cups clarified with the Tower. So what this speaks about to me is, because of this heartache that you felt, because of having to let people go because they weren't who you thought they were, you had to realize who was there and who wasn't there, who was there in a facade and who was there honestly, and who needed to fall away and who was able to stay. And that brought you into this energy, or it's bringing you into this energy of the Nine of Cups, of where you're sitting there and you're looking at all of your abundance, and you're just very joyful and proud, and you're glad of everything that you've built. And you can look around and do your gratitude list honestly, sincerely, and often, because of all the abundance that's been brought in, because of the things that you're willing to let go. Well, Cancer, this has been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to reach out to me for a personal reading, you can find that information in the description box below. Thank you.